Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of My Safe Zone. Episode
3.
Thank you for clicking the video. Please don't forget to like and comment down below what more you want to see from me. Hopefully y'all doing well. I'm doing great. Just my vocal cords are fried. But let's get straight into this video. It starts with a flashback of them doing homework. They both eyeing each other. Lynn blurts out, "If I ain't here to teach you, then who will?" Jane says, "You're not leaving because I'll never let you." And I'm like, oh, wow, Jane, you was dead serious about your crush you had for years on her. That sounds scary. Because y'all kids, I'ma let it slide. Jane promises no matter what happens, she'll never leave Lynn. Lynn like, your grades are low. What happens if we don't get into the same college? Jane starts a pillow fight with Lynn. I'm like, I've never seen a pillow fight look like that. This is something that I've seen multiple pillow fights look like. Jane asks Lynn to promise she won't leave her. Lynn knows the truth, but can't say it aloud. Jane asks again. Lynn says fine. I'm over here like, see y'all? Lynn didn't say, I promise. She said fine, because she knew she didn't want to leave Jane wondering, but also knew what was happening down the line, that she had to go. Out of the flashback, Lynn asks Jane if she ever read what she wrote on the shirt. Jane says, nah, I ain't even have the time that day because I was in a hurry to sign yours. Lynn apologizes to Jane for not telling her that she was leaving. She was too afraid to say anything because if Jane would have told her not to leave, Lynn would have stayed. I'm glad Lynn recognizes that if she did have Jane's input, she would have stayed. But girl, you could have wrote her a note. Like, come on now. Lynn like, you're that important to me. No one can replace you. Jane doesn't just want to be friends. Jane asks Lynn, can you love me? Jane kisses Lynn. I'm like, okay, it's a very emotional moment. I think Jane should have waited for Lynn's answer and then moved on from there. Jane tells her, I haven't wanted to be your friend for a while. Jane tries to kiss Lynn again. Then Lynn pulls away. Lynn is at home. Her mom is hyped to show her gifts that Kate got her. I'm like, I don't know how her mom didn't see Lynn was not in the mood to talk or to be shown anything from Kate. But okay. Ohm is praising Kate for sending gifts and looking after Lynn. Lynn rips the band-aid off, telling her mom she broke up with Kate because she saw her with someone else. I'm like, how you know? I'm like, bruh, what type of question is that? You ain't even say take your time and heal, Lynn, or nothing. These parents are frying me in these shows, bro. I don't know where they find them. Anyway, Lynn tells I saw them. She was in bed with a man. Says, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. I left. Then the woman came through and they lived comfortably. I'm like, that's crazy that that happened to you, but he didn't love you. For me, when I'm with someone, I'm not outside sneaking off with other people. I don't think Lynn made a mistake. Continues. The woman became your dad's legal wife. No one even recalls that she was once a mistress. They love and admire her. I don't want you to be stupid and walk away like I did. If you walk away, you'll get nothing. I'm like, okay, not everyone can just move on like this. She actively caught Kate cheating. And I see a number of people acting like cheating ain't a big thing, but you're playing with a person's trust and health. A lot of people don't get that. It's not stupid to leave when you know you aren't valued. Like, that's not dumb. Anyway, back to the show. Calls took rushes over to go check in on her and wants Jane to go talk to Lynn. Jane goes and knocks on Lynn's door and apologizes and lets her know that she's okay with just being friends if that's all Lynn views her as. I'm like, damn, unrequited love is the toughest, especially when it's your friend. Jane tells Lynn that I'm here for you. I promised before I never leave you. I really meant it. I'm like, y'all, Jane could definitely be in my friend group because she's a true friend. I'm sort of like her when it comes to remembering what I tell people. But anyway, Jane returns home and checks the shirt to see what Lynn wrote on it, but ain't see nothing. She headed downstairs and Lynn is in the house. I'm like, they still leaving the doors unlocked? That makes me uneasy. What if Kate suddenly pops up? Nope, I couldn't be that comfortable. Back to them. They embrace each other. They sit and talk. Lynn says she wasn't mad at Jane when asked if she could love her, nor was she mad when they kissed, because Lynn feels good when she's with Jane. I'm guessing interacting with Jane now could have brought up them old feelings from back when they were in school. But again, if Kate wouldn't have cheated on Lynn, would she have ever told Jane any of this? It still has me wondering. Anyway, Lynn continues, my heart starts to race. I feel flustered when I'm around you. It's more than a friendship. They kiss. After that, they stop by Jane's restaurant. Lynn spots some flowers on the counter. Jane goes to the kitchen, the staff being nosy said, the same flowers, the same sender, always delivered on the 15th of each month. I'm like, oh, that's suspicious. So does Jane got someone, or is this an ex that wants to rekindle something? But if I was the staff, I wouldn't ask my employer that. I would head straight to the group chat with all that. I wouldn't ask her nothing. But that's them. Lynn enters the kitchen saying, I'll take pictures of the food, then I'll take some of you. Jane like, do whatever. The staff starts suspecting Lynn and Jane are a couple, but are then even more confused about who the flowers came from. The day has ended, and Jane is closing the restaurant. Lynn asks Jane if she handles all this by herself, and if it gets tiring. Jane like, no, I do have days off. Plus, I love what I do. Lynn over here reminiscing about the drunken makeout that she had in episode 1. Then asks Jane if she could spend the night because she don't want to face her mom. Jane like, okay, then text your mom so she won't be stressing. They go back to Jane's room. Lynn looks at the old shirt, and Jane want to know why Lynn didn't write anything on her shirt. Lynn is positive she wrote something on her shirt. Jane admits she was furious with Lynn when she left and ain't take the time to look at the shirt. Lynn shows Jane what she wrote. It says, sorry for breaking my promise. Now, why is this giving me Tawan and Isla with the rain chaser? Why write it underneath the collar? You just had to write it somewhere. Write it somewhere that is visible. Or better yet, a pen and paper are good enough. Or even a text. Why y'all make it so difficult? Shit. Then, like, at the time I wanted to say sorry, but I didn't want to admit I broke my promise. So I wrote it on a shirt. She continues, can we make a new promise? If this doesn't work, we'll go back to how things were before. Jane is cool with that, but tells Lynn don't disappear again. Lynn kisses Jane's hand, then her chest and neck. They make out and do all the things. After all that, Jane asks, what are you staring for? Lynn like, I actually do remember that drunken night. Lynn puts Jane's hand on her heart. She tells her it doesn't hurt anymore. Jane says, you told me you couldn't remember a thing from that night. Lynn said it felt weird. We were friends, then suddenly Jane kisses Lynn and wants to know if it feels weird now. Lynn says not anymore. Jane questions her about New York because she'll miss Lynn. Lynn talk about she may not go back, but when everything falls back into place, Jane will be the first to know. However, Jane doesn't want Lynn to go anywhere. It's morning time. Lynn is awoken by a phone vibrating loud as fuck. It's Pi at 7:26 in the morning. Now, see, this is why I turn my phone off at night, cause ain't no way in hell you calling me this early. Jane like, can you not answer it? Same, cause they will still be sleeping. Lynn says it might be important. She goes and answers the call. Pi tells her, I need your help with something. Lynn like, what you need my help for? Pi wants Lynn to do a fashion photo shoot for her. Lynn agrees to do it. Meanwhile, Jane is in the kitchen, perturbed that Pi is calling Lynn. Lynn eventually comes to the kitchen. Jane want to know what Pi wanted calling this early. Lynn like it's work stuff. Jane informs Lynn that Took and are out of town. Lynn feels bad because her mom don't want to see her or speak with her right now. Jane tells her not to overthink the situation and lets Lynn know that the restaurant is closed so they can go to the beach together. Lynn want to go next week because she got work plans with Pi and she still needs to do the references for her. Jane is okay with it, but we see she's still a little worried or uncertain about the situation because all of them know that Pi wants Lynn. But okay, Jane starts digging up old photos of Lynn. Pi is going over Lynn's references and tells her it's just like the client wanted. Then says she enjoys working with Lynn. Lynn redirects Pi's focus back to work because Pi never gave Lynn the model's name. Pi like, you gonna love her because I personally reached out to her and she said yes. Lynn again asks who it is. Pi says Isla. And I'm like, now, bitch, I almost threw my laptop right now because I was really playing when I said Tawana and Isla were going to be in this show in the Only You finale episode. I was right for once. Finally. Pi randomly starts touching Lynn. I'm like, where is HR? Because this ain't a healthy workplace environment. She continues saying, you might enjoy working with me and want to stick around. Lynn is like, let's go over the references and choose a shooting location because that's what we're supposed to do. We get a glance at Jane. She is arranging flowers. My sinuses could never. Nighttime has come, and Jane is outside, wondering what is taking Lynn so long. Lynn gets ready to leave, and Pi talk about, I really like when you work. You look happy while doing it. Lynn like, we'll need to go to the location before we actually do the photo shoot. Pi thanks Lynn for accepting the job. Lynn returns to Jane's place. The place is fully decorated, and she's surprised that Jane did all this. Jane, however, is pissed because she walked in and saw Pi and Lynn extremely close, and it didn't help that Pi said to her that she and Lynn will be working together, so they'll see each other more often since they work in the same field. She goes further by saying if her and Lynn were to date, Jane would be seeing a lot more of Pi. I'm like, damn, Pi, this nice, nasty attitude you got going on needs to stop. It gotta. Lynn be looking uncomfortable as hell when you touch her. You gotta stop, Pi. We gotta find you somebody else other than. Lynn tries to explain to Jane that there isn't nothing going on between her and Pi, but Jane thinks she's being lied to. She said, how can you sit there and lie to me with a straight face? And tells Lynn to leave. Lynn like, you ain't gonna try to hear me out. You just wanna jump to conclusions. Your relationships will never work out that way. that concludes episode 3 of my Safe Zone. This was a lot, from giving love advice to Lynn to play pretend like she didn't get cheated on and sweep it under the rug so you won't have to struggle, to Lynn and Jane being together for like 10 minutes and that dissipating at the end. But to be honest, that didn't start on good foundation because a reconnection arc wasn't established, so I'm not shocked. They are not the same people that there was 8 years ago. So they need to see what has changed in one another and learn the new and improved version of each other. But that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share for more content from me. Be safe. Later, y'all.